Hello everyone, George DeSantis here with the Look at the Market, Monday, July 6, 2020. It's about three o'clock on Monday, and I've done the regular Look at the Market on the weekend, and I suppose you got that. And this is really just a very short one. I wanted to discuss something that I noticed on Shaken. I'm not sure if Shaken Analytics themselves have discussed this, to be honest with you, but I just want to point it out because I know that there are a few people who get these videos who are on my email list who bought or subscribed to Shaken Analytics. And I found something that I thought was quite interesting that I'd like to point out. So before we begin, let me just say that this is not, let me bring up the disclaimer. Realize that this is not an attempt to give any particular person advice on what to buy, what to sell. It's purely for educational purposes. So let's get rid of these screens and bring up Shaken. So I've opened up the software and I have a list of stocks that most of them I own or did own. But most of them I own, except for this one here, IWF. I don't own that. I put it on this list this morning. But anyway, here's a list, and here's a stock, Adobe, which I own. And the way I normally use Shaken is one of the ways anyway, is when I want to buy a stock. If I'm considering buying a stock, I want to open the checklist, this checklist here, and I want to have these ratings in my favor. So I want the power gauge to be either bullish or very bullish, relative strength to be strong, industry strength strong, long-term trend strong, meaning that the price is above this line here, this brown line. Is pretty much a 200-day moving average, and money flow persistency is strong. So, and once those conditions are met, and I find those stocks, then I also want to notice if this is a particular time to buy the stock. In other words, I want a trigger. This is basically the setup. And what is the trigger? The trigger then, in most cases for me, would be to look for this indicator, the overbought, oversold indicator, to be oversold. Now, in this instance here, it's not oversold. It's over here, it's not oversold at all. It's in the neutral zone because it hasn't quite gotten below 30%. But look at how this stock has been trending. The trend since, so I don't know, April on Adobe has been very, very strong in an uptrend. And does that mean that I couldn't buy this, or if I owned it, that I shouldn't add to it? Well, I was looking at the chart and I'm noticing, especially on some other stocks, more pronounced on others perhaps, that as long as we have a nice uptrend with prices trading between the upper dotted line of the envelope here and this 21-day average, this dotted line in the middle, and is continuing to trend up, there are opportunities to either add to my position or buy it for the first time, perhaps with a little more risk, when prices come down and hit the 21-day average. So I did it here, and that would have been a good buying opportunity. But notice that this indicator, the overbought, oversold indicator, was not quite oversold. It was still in the neutral zone. And what about here? If I did it here, when it pulled back a bit to the 21-day, there's a good buying opportunity. Another one here, and over here particularly, another good buying opportunity, and it's still in the neutral zone. So I'm saying to myself, well, maybe I'm missing out on a number of trades if I'm only waiting for the trigger to be that of the overbought, oversold indicator going below the 30% line, excuse me, and being oversold. So let's look at a few more charts and see if it seems apparent. Obviously, this is not, we're not doing a real good study, but we're looking at some impressions here. Let's put it that way. On Cadence Design, a similar thing. You notice even more of them here. You pull back to the 21-day average. It's in an uptrend. It's above the long-term trend line. It rallies up a bit, pull back to the 21-day, rallies again, and it keeps repeating this process. So it occurred to me, geez, I don't have to wait until this indicator becomes oversold to consider adding to my position or buying it for the first time. Let's look at another chart. Dell I own, and Dell just became a long-term trend. It just went above the long-term trend line. Not too many opportunities, but you see it pull back here, and that was a good buying opportunity, it seems. Although the indicator was close to overbought, to oversold here, it was oversold. Recently I bought ARK a little while ago, and you can see that when it rallied, it's in a nice uptrend. Okay, between that 21-day and the upper channel line. And when it pulls back to the 21-day average, even though the oversold indicator isn't quite oversold, not quite below the 30% line, it's a good buying opportunity. We rally again, we pull back again. It's in the neutral zone now, and yet it presented a fairly good buying opportunity. Same thing happened here. It wasn't quite oversold, but it was a good buying opportunity. It became oversold on this, not even oversold on this bar. And here we go, another pretty good opportunity here again. And it's overbought here. So I just wanted to point that out to you. And we'll discuss it more when we do the longer term, the longer videos on the weekend. Anyway, have a good day and enjoy this rally that we're experiencing.